Alright, shalom. All praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Double honor to the elders. Shalom to the elect out there, the brothers that's laboring in the truth, and truth is sincerity. My name is Amnawal, and to my right is
the Mario.
Alright, today we're going to go into a deeper look into these executive orders, what that's written of in the scriptures. So, I'm going to go into the executive order, mention who signed the order, and go deeper into it so you can explain it. The first scripture I want to get into is that scripture in 2nd Esdras.
Alright, the 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and 16.
Yep.
But there should be sedition among men. And
sedition is a uprising against the government. Go on.
And invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes.
They're going to invade one another. People are going to be killing one another, going into one another's houses, taking their goods, taking other people's lives. And it says they're not going to regard their kings nor princes. I mean, they're not going to regard the so-called president. You're not going to regard your mayors, your senators, your governors, so on and so forth. Go on.
And the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yep, a little bit. They're going to do as they want. Go on. Because if they're not going to regard the president, the senators, the governors, the mayors, and so forth, they're going to do whatever it is that they please. Go on.
A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
All right, that's the one. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's going into when they set up roadblocks and barricades in these cities. Now, I want to get into this FEMA document that I brought out in the last show. This is page 6. It's the document is called FEMA, the Secret Government. I'm gonna go right to the page. I don't want to dig in my bag and bring up the whole document, but I'm gonna go straight to the point. It says the first targets in any FEMA emergency would be Hispanics and blacks. Okay. Because that's going to the time of Jacob's trouble. Zoom in on the highlighted part. Make sure you get that whole part so you can see it.
Hold on.
Got it?
Hold on.
That's good. You got it?
Yep.
The first target for any FEMA emergency will be Hispanics and blacks. That's the Israelites right there. The FEMA orders call for them to be rounded up and detained. So just know that you're the target when a martial law is instituted in society. So I'm going to go right into this executive order. This executive order was signed by John F. Kennedy February 2nd, 1962. This is executive order 10990. Allows the government to take over all modes of transportation and control of highways and seaports. Now that goes into when they're going to be able to trap you inside of a city. Now it says over all modes of transportation, control of highways and seaports. Now what's a highway? A highway is any public road or public way on land. That's a highway. Like where cars go, trucks and so forth. That's self-explanatory. A seaport is a port. A port is a location on a coast or shore containing one or more harbors where ships can dock and transfer people or cargo to or from land. So a seaport is where ships can dock and transfer cargo, people, and different type of goods to or from land. Port locations are selected to optimize access to land and navigable water for commercial demand and for shelter from wind and ships. Ports with deeper water are rarer but can handle larger, more economical ships. One example of the world's biggest port is the Panama Canal. I believe the motto is Pro Mundi Beneficia, which means for the benefit of the world. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's Panama's motto. So usually I explain that order to you so that you can understand what these orders are about. Because a lot of things in these orders, they're very vague. They don't deal with the specifics. It covers a lot. Alright? It's real vague. Executive order. This is another one that was signed by let's go thing right here. Call. It says Executive Order 11003 allows the government to take over. This is signed by JFK February 16th, 1962. Executive Order 11003 allows the government to take over all airports and aircraft, including commercial aircraft. Now, what's an airport? I got it right here. An airport is a location where aircraft such as fixed-wing aircraft, a fixed-wing aircraft is like a plane or a jet, alright, helicopters, and blimps take off and land. So, that's an airport. This aircraft may be stored or maintained at the airport. That's what I got from another website, from looking at what an airport is, right? And it says and aircraft. Now, when you think of aircraft, what you think of?
Planes.
You think of planes, right? And like I said, it's very vague. When you look up an aircraft, this is the definition of aircraft. An aircraft is a vehicle that is able to fly by gaining support from the air or in general the atmosphere of a planet. Now you might say, oh, plane is an aircraft, but an aircraft is a vehicle that's able to fly, that gains support from the air. That covers planes, that covers helicopters, that covers blimps, that covers hot air balloons. So this damn jetpacks, whatever. So Esau, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, he covers he makes things very vague. So to seem as though he's not going into specific, but these vague things cover more than one spectrum, so to speak. So for aircraft, you might think plane, but it covers everything that can fly. So that automatically cuts bubble eyes, because the bubble eyes are saying stuff like, "Oh, take a plane and get out of here." They're gonna take control of all the planes, you fool. So how you gonna get out of here? Right? It says, allows the government to take over all airports and aircraft, including commercial aircraft. A commercial aircraft, when you look it up on Wikipedia, it says commercial aviation is the part of civil aviation that involves operating aircraft for hire to transport passengers or cargo. That's the commercial aviation is. Now, parts of that is something that's called scheduled airline service. That's like, Air Jamaica. You got Air Jamaica. You want to go to Jamaica, or around Air Jamaica Airlines. That's a form of a commercial aircraft. So you can't go nowhere. So there's no airlines that you're gonna be able to go on when they put these executive orders into play. General aviation is one of the two categories of civil aviation. It refers to all flights other than military and scheduled airline passenger and cargo flights. It includes both private and commercial. So all the people out there who got private jets, that's gonna be shut off. Meaning that it ain't gonna be no way for you to use that, for you to go on your so-called private jet. So this devil done covered airspace, land, and traveling on water with these executive orders already. So that automatically sets you up for being trapped, right? It says general aviation flights range from gliders and powered parachutes to large non-scheduled cargo jet flights. The majority of the world's air traffic falls into this category, and most of the world's airports serve general aviation exclusively. Another thing, Jake, you gotta be patient, right? Everything not gonna come within the first 10 minutes of the video, the first part. Because Jake like to skip to the last part of the video because they're not patient. That's why we gotta make this show like 50 minutes, because Jake don't got a high attention span. Jake can't sit there for 60 minutes, man. Executive Order 11. That's really the guy that's not serious though. Executive Order 11005 allows the government to take over railroads. A railroad is rail transport is a mean of conveyance of passengers and goods by way of wheeled vehicles running on rail tracks. The reason why I'm explaining like that, because you be out there in the street, they got executive orders out here they gonna pass, but you don't know no executive orders. You don't know what the hell it's saying. You gotta know. So you gotta research things deep. So rail transport is a means of conveyance of passengers and goods by way of wheeled vehicles running on tracks. So that covers railroads. So it said highways before. Well, maybe I could take a railroad train and get out of here. Nope, it says railroads too. They can take control of that. The only railroad train that's going to be used is them FEMA trains, when they're taking you to concentration camp to get your heads cut off and get you chipped. It says inland waterways. An inland waterway is a body of water such as a river, canal, or lake. It's navigable if it is deep, wide, and slow enough for a vessel to pass. So inland waterway, those waterways, the different countries like Thailand and so forth, India, where they got you see a lot of boats and they got different goods on the boats. That's an inland waterway, and they trading them goods, selling those goods. That's an inland waterway. And it says let me just turn the page. It says and public storage facilities. This was also signed by JFK February 16, 1962. It says public storage facility. Now, a public storage facility is also called the self-storage facility. When people moving and they put their somebody's moving and they put their beds, their dressers, their couch in like this storage facility where they can put this stuff like a big giant locker. That's a public storage facility.